right along Interstate 20 toward the Clinton area and moving towards Jackson. Now remember, the forward motion of this is at about 30 miles per hour. We've already got that motion plugged into Live IMAX 12. So what we're going to do here is we're going to zoom right on in to where we think that rotation is, and then we're going to track it out off to the east. It's moving due east. So if it's just to the west of Clinton, well, if you're in Clinton, you need to be in your safe spot right now. This storm is only a few miles away from you, and it's only going to take about 7 minutes. So you don't have much lead time to get to where you need to be. So go ahead and do it now and wait until we can tell you that the storm is past you and you're in the all clear. That, of course, is not the case right now. You need to be in your safe spot. Also, approaching the city of Jackson, it should be crossing Interstate 20 in 15 minutes or less. Now, that's a key factor there, because what you're seeing here on the screen is maybe a minute or two old. We have to wait for these scans to come in. So if this is saying about 15 minutes, you should give yourself maybe 10 minutes or less to get to your safe spot. Actually, you should be headed there right now, because the storm is only about 8 miles away and it's moving due east at about 30 miles per hour. Should be right around the Fondren area in 20 minutes or less. This says 23. I would give it less than 20 minutes. It's about 12 miles away. So Fondren, downtown Jackson, crossing the Pearl River, we're between about 20, 25 to 30 minutes away from this storm moving into your area. So let's clear this up just a little bit. And we are going to track it with our cone here. Again, it's moving at about 30 miles per hour. So I'm going to push this back over to the bottom, or excuse me, to the very left portion of your screen, because we know that rotation is approaching the Clinton area. And in fact, I think right in and about there, maybe just to the north of Clinton, we're seeing just a little bit right there. You see the red and the green pretty close to one another. I think it may be right in about that area. I've got meteorologist Roberto Zamora here with me. He's analyzing this situation as well. So I'll throw it over to him in just a second to get some more analysis about this. And Roberto, tell me, just jump in anytime. Tell me if you agree about the location of this. I'm thinking it's pretty close to Clinton, maybe on the north side of Clinton.
Yes, well, I was looking at it, and based on what I saw, we were looking at a correlation coefficient value that popped up just near Bolton area just a few scans ago. Let me zoom in on this and go back just a bit. And it was right here. There's a debris ball that was right here, and that's the reason why we got this warning. And this looked like it was going right over I-20. And now the updated scan shows it going just over the Bolton area down here, based on what I'm seeing. So it looks like it is just crossed over I-20. There was a report that I was looking from the NWS saying that there was debris going over the road there. And so let's take it over now to, let's clear this off, and I'll take it over back to the storm relative velocity just to show you. And I believe what they're looking at is, yes, it's just to the west of Clinton. Looks like it probably, and they just got another updated scan. It's looking a little bit more messier right now. Hopefully that's the case, and this just quickly went down and picked back up. But based on what I'm seeing, if I were to guess, it just crossed over I-20. Looks like it's just near Bolton right now. And if I were to guess, it's going to be right here. Let's take it back over to the DGX. This is a messy storm, so this is going to be a rain-wrapped tornado. It's not going to be very visible when it comes to this. There's no clear hook here. So all we're going to be able to look at right now is just the storm relative velocity and debris values. And there's still a little bit of a debris ball here. And based on the storm relative velocity, I mean, if I were to guess, it's just south of I-20, just near the area of Bolton, following along I-20 currently right now. And remember, everybody, this warning is going directly to the east right now. So Clinton, I'll send it back over to Ken.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that information there. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Once again, Roberto was talking about how this is kind of a messy storm. It's hard to pick out. It's not sitting out there by itself. It's not a discrete storm, so easy to see on radar and out in the field. Now, this is what we always talk about. First of all, this is nighttime. We don't want you to get out and look for the storm. It's at night. You're not going to be able to see it. Also, it's embedded within this huge area of rain here. So it will be impossible for you to go out and see anything. Just trust us when we tell you that there is rotation embedded within this severe line of storms that's moving across the metro right now in Hinds County from west to east at about 30 miles per hour. And because there is rotation there, we want you to take shelter because that has prompted the National Weather Service to issue a tornado warning on this storm. And the city of Jackson is in this warning. In addition to the fact that this could put down a tornado at a moment's notice, it's also capable of producing damaging straight line winds, 60 miles per hour or greater, and also quarter-sized hail or larger, and lots of dangerous lightning strikes. So there's a lot of dangerous aspects to this storm. That's why we need you to take shelter and stay in that safe spot until we tell you that the storm has passed through. Now, here's the one good thing about the storm. It is moving quickly, so you should only have to be in your shelter for 30 minutes, maybe an hour at best, and then this is going to pass by. And we're hoping, of course, the tornado warning isn't continued downstream, although it's a pretty good bet that the severe thunderstorm warning will. So if you live anywhere to the east of where this storm is, in Rankin County, in Madison County, Scott County, Copiah County, Simpson County, you're likely going to see the heavy rain, the lightning, the very gusty winds at a minimum over the next couple of hours. So let's go ahead and take a look at Live Eye Max 12 full screen. Once again, the reason we are on the air, of course, we would be, of course, doing our normal newscast right now, but we had to interrupt that because of a tornado warning issued just a few minutes ago. That tornado warning will be in effect for about the next 30 minutes until the top of the hour. The current temperature, or the current time, is 10:29. The warning goes until 11 p.m. You see what's happening here on radar, but let's show you what's happening real time. We've got access to cameras out here in the metro, and we'll show you one near the Clinton area because this is where this storm has been over the past couple of minutes. This is our MDOT camera near Spring Ridge Road and I-20 West near Clinton, and I think the storm is just passing now to the east of this area, but we are still seeing a lot of wind and a lot of rain in this area. We do not, of course, want you to be out on the roadways in this situation. Mobile homes, not a safe place to be, and also cars, not a safe place to be. If we get the worst of the winds coming through at 70, 80, 90 miles per hour or better, mobile homes and cars, they can easily be rolled by that. That's why we want you to get out of there and get into that nearby sturdy structure. Get into, of course, a storm shelter or a basement if that is at all possible. Again, let's go back and take a look at Live Eye Max 2 full screen, and what you're just going to see here is just a blob of rain, heavy rain on the radar. But I wanted to show you again another dangerous aspect of this, and this is the lightning. Take a look at the amount of lightning. You can't even see the rain here. In this box that I'm drawing, over the past 15 minutes, we've gotten just under 4,000 lightning strikes. Very dangerous. So we need you to be inside, of course, as this is moving through. The reason, though, that we are doing our continuous live weather coverage right now is because of the fact that there could be a tornado being produced by this severe thunderstorm. There's your severe thunderstorm. Where would the tornado be? Well, let's try to examine where it would be with our velocity scope. So in this circle area right there where it says velocity, we're kind of x-raying the storm to show you inside the storm, the winds that are inside the storm. And of course, what we're looking for, those reds and greens that are close to one another. We don't see, I don't believe, what is a tight couplet right now that stands out anywhere, but there are obviously red shaded pixels there and green shaded pixels. So generally, we've got winds moving in opposite directions, pretty close to the Clinton area, shifting just to the east of there and moving into the capital city. I-220 is going to see this first, and then it's going to be moving through, let's say, downtown and Fondren, and then continuing across the Pearl River into Rankin County. Could be moving right along Lakeland Drive around Highway 25 into the Pearl, into the Flowwood area. So if you're anywhere in those areas, you're under a tornado warning, and you need to take shelter right now. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the hail associated with this, let's say, yeah. So there you see that we've got hail. Again, another dangerous aspect of the storm. Let's query this hail, and we have got hail being reported at least up to 1 inch in diameter. That's about quarter-sized hail with the storm. Just another reason to stay indoors as this is coming on through. There's your radar once again. And let's go ahead and take a look at another camera. This is an MDOT camera. This is I-20 East at Norrell Road. And look at those lightning strikes. The sky really just illuminated by the lightning right now. Again, sometimes when the lightning strikes and you can see the sky, you can maybe see some of those clouds illuminated by the lightning strikes. But again, you're not going to be able to see a tornado because it's going to be embedded within this rain. So take shelter. There's going to be a lot of thunder. There's going to be a lot of lightning and heavy rain and gusty winds at a minimum as this storm is coming through. Driving through this, not a good idea. Thankfully, we haven't seen too many cars out there on the roadways. Just keep this in mind. If you're ever in this situation again, you need to be off the roads and get into a sturdy structure if a storm like this is coming on by. So let's go ahead and once again and take a look at Live Eye Max 2 full screen. And we have shown you the hail. We have shown you the radar. We've shown the lightning. Let's go back and take a look at the velocity once again. So what I want to do here is we're going to back this up in time just a little bit here so we can kind of tell at what point a tornado warning was triggered. Let's take a look at a different velocity product here. All right, at some point right in about this area, when the storm was pretty close to the Bolton area, we got a tornado warning that was triggered, and it was about 15 to 20 minutes after 10 o'clock. So we're looking at kind of a broad rotation right in here between Bolton and Clinton. Now let's go forward in time to see if we can track this back off to the east. And again, it's not obvious here, but we do have around, let's say, the Clinton area. And you see this updating here. It's transitioning from Clinton back over to the Interstate 20 area. So Clinton back over to, let's say, I-220 north of Van Winkle and right around Presidential Hills. If the winds are swirling there within this batch of rain at cloud level, it's likely going to be in about this area. You see where we are right here in South Jackson. This is where Channel 12 is on the southwestern side of the city. I think the worst of this and the rotating part of the storm is going to be passing just to the north of us, but likely crossing Interstate 220 right now. So because it is closer to downtown Jackson, we'll go ahead and zoom in. And as we zoom in, more of these streets, of course, and these local communities are going to be popping in, and you'll see the areas that are actually going to be near where that rotation is. And again, Van Winkle back over to the Jackson Zoo, Medgar Evers Boulevard, and eventually we're looking at downtown Jackson, Fondren, and UMC. The only good thing I can tell you here is that I don't see anything that is obvious that looks like a tight couplet with this. So just as Roberto said, when it was near Bolton in the Clinton area, there might have been a quick rotation there that was spotted, which triggered the tornado warning. But right now, I'm not seeing anything that is too obvious out there. So maybe it did lift, but we are still under a tornado warning. So as long as that is the case, we're going to stay on air with you and continue, of course, to track the storm. Let's take a look at our debris indicator to see if we're seeing anything, once again, that is obvious here that pops out with the storm. So let's go back to about 10:15. And yeah, see, right? This is probably what they were looking at right here. Let's go ahead and circle that right there. You see that near Bolton? That might have been something that briefly touched down right there, pretty close to the Bolton area along Interstate 20. But we only see it in just a scan or two, kind of moving this direction around the Bolton area, but then it's gone. So Not going to guarantee that that was actually debris that was being produced by the storm. We'll really need to get confirmation from the National Weather Service that that was, in fact, the case. Right now, we're going to treat this as a severe thunderstorm that is capable of producing a tornado because we do have winds that are rotating within the storm that is approaching the capital city. In fact, it should really be right on top of us right now. Presidential Hills back over to Lake Hyco, Fondren, UMC, downtown Jackson, that area is at a minimum going to see the heaviest rain and the gusty winds and the potential for at least some small hail and tons of lightning strikes moving through over the next 15 to 30 minutes or so. Let's see if we can reduce the size of the lightning here so you can get a little bit better look at the rain. So we got the lightning and the rain on here at the same time. We just reduced the size of the lightning strikes. I still do, though, want to take a look at how many lightning strikes we're looking at right over downtown Jackson. Look at that. Over 1,000, over 1,100 lightning strikes just in this red box over the past 15 minutes. That in and of itself makes this a really dangerous storm as it continues to make its way off to the east at about 30 miles per hour. Let's zoom out. I want to see if there is an update here to the tornado warning. There's your current tornado warning. I'm going to query this and just read off if there's an update. And there was an update that came out. This was several minutes ago, but this was after the initial warning was issued. So the initial warning was about 10:15 or so. This update came out at 10:26. That was about 12 minutes ago. A tornado, and what it says, I'm reading it off here, is a tornado warning remains in effect until 11 p.m. for West Central Rankin County, East Central Hinds County, and South Central Madison County. It was a confirmed tornado. It was located near Bolton or near the Clinton area, moving to the east at about 30 miles per hour. So that debris signature, that was for real. That made it a confirmed tornado that touched down close to the Bolton area, continuing to move to the east at about 30 miles per hour. So this storm producing a tornado in quarter-sized hail should be around, let's say, Ridgeland and Flowood at about 10:45. That's about 6 minutes from now. Pearl at about 10:50 and Madison at about 10:55. If you are in any of those communities that I just mentioned, you are still ahead of the storm. You are downstream of the storm, and you need to be in your safe spot right now as this storm is moving through. And as I say that, of course, I'm looking over, and I think the warning has been canceled. Roberto, can you confirm that?
I can confirm that
for me. Now, remember, what I was reading was the update that was issued at about 10:25. The current time is we're coming up on 10:40. So that was the update from several minutes ago. Yeah, and so what we had been saying is we couldn't really see anything that really looked obvious on velocity in terms of a rotation over the past several minutes. So that's why they have now canceled this morning. But there definitely was something there earlier, because take a look at the debris signature that we had when this warning was first issued. I'm going to pan back over to the Bolton area. We're going to go back in time to about right there. I'm going to circle it right there. You see the time is 10:18 right there, and just to the west of Bolton, right there, we had a debris signature, which means that we had a tornado touchdown. At that moment, thankfully, I think it was a brief touchdown, because as we go further in time, let me clear this off, and I'm actually going to zoom into this area so you can get a much better look at it, and we'll go back to where that debris first popped up, and I'll circle it there. That was the debris at about 10:18, 10:19. We go forward in time right around the Bolton area. Still a little bit of debris right there at about 10:21, and then we go further in time, and maybe still a little bit right there at about 10:25, and then we don't see anything. So I think if there was a tornado on the ground, it was on the ground for about maybe 4 or 5 minutes, crossing Interstate 20, crossing the Bolton area, and moving just to the south of the Clinton area. But then after that, no debris signature, and the signature of a rotation, which we can take a look at our velocity here, just kind of fell apart as well. And so around the city of Jackson, you don't see the reds and the greens anymore. It's just all green. It's just everything indicating that the wind is moving toward the radar site in Brandon. And there you see the arm of the radar rotating through right around Brandon. So the leading edge of this, let's take a look at the velocity once again. The leading edge of that line is still capable of producing damage. We've got 70 to 74 mile per hour winds. Now again, this is at cloud level. Can't guarantee that that's what's happening at the ground, but it is possible that at the ground we could see 60, 70 mile per hour winds or better as this line of storms is progressing from west to east across Rankin County. So it is still a severe thunderstorm. It is still capable of producing damaging winds and wind damage, along with at least small hail and dozens, if not hundreds, of dangerous lightning strikes over the next several minutes. Let's go ahead and take a look at all of our watches and warnings right now. I want to get you up to date on what is happening across the area. The tornado warning canceled. If you have been in your safe spot, it is safe now to get out of that safe spot. The worst is now over. The rotation has weakened and there is no more tornado warning. The worst is over in terms of there being a tornado, but we're still in the midst of this severe weather event. Take a look at these yellow boxes here. Those are severe thunderstorm warnings. We've got one still for the metro, especially in Rankin County, because that's where the leading edge of that line is moving through. And then downstream, we've already got a severe thunderstorm warning for Leake County, Smith County, and Scott County. So that's south of Carthage through Forest and all the way back through just north of Bay Springs. And then farther south, we've got another severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Lincoln, Franklin, Jefferson, Claiborne, Copiah, and Simpson counties. We're going to see more of this as we go through the rest of the night. That leading edge of this line right there is capable of producing wind damage as it continues to move through this area at about 30 miles per hour. So it's going to be tracking in this direction. And there you see some of the times. Morton, 1050, Forest, just a few minutes after 11 o'clock. Then Mendenhall, McGee, Newton, Center Ridge, and Bay Springs between now and about midnight tonight. You're going to get heavy rain and you're going to get potentially damaging winds from this storm. But for right now, there's no tornado warning. So because of that, we're going to send you back to regular programming.